put us on a different timeline than you.
It
right?
put you in a
We're
different
like,
trajectory than us, which was a butt spatula-less
it put
world
us
that
on
you
the
can't
butt
even imagine.
spatula.
I'm like
I
a
can't
caveman
imagine-
dad compared to you.
Yeah, it's like a totally different universe. Like, I can't imagine anyone going through life without a butt spatula because some mom probably told Emily, you need one
Don't
of
go
these,
through
right?
life without a butt spatula. And yet, here we are. I'm subsisting. We're okay.
This is
We've
why
made it far.
this is why Dad Club exists.
I had an idea for what I was going to do for the start of the podcast. I fucking forgot it. Wait, what was it?
You wanted to say Dad Club, like, and with an air horn.
I was running this morning and I was like, oh, that's going to be a really good run. If I can think of a funny way to start the podcast every week,
so
this will be a great bit.
you just want to brag about you were running. You just wanted to talk about how you were running.
Well, I have to try to compete like you, dude. You're just out here texting me at 4:15 in the morning being like, sorry, I'm about to hit a 45-minute 8-miler podcast. Look at the podcast doc, you slacker. Meanwhile, I'm like, it's like 8:30. It's humid as shit. Welcome to Dad Club. I'm Jay.
Welcome back. I'm Greg.
And this is a podcast where we talk about being a dad. We vent, we breathe, we brag, we figure out how to do this thing called being a dad. If you are a dad, you are already in the club. Welcome to Dad Club.
Welcome.
Guess what, Greg?
What?
Someone emailed us, like a real person who neither of us knows.
Not an
Emailed us with the
anonymous
question
wife?
of the week. No anonymous
Not-
wives who may or may not be one of ours. But Kevin from Maryland sent us an email. Award-winning, card-carrying member of Dad Club, Kevin from Maryland, wrote, "What up, Dad Club? First time, long time. We're taking my son on his first plane trip soon, and he'll be about 6 months old. Any advice for how to prepare for this? How the heck are we supposed to pack everything we need into a few bags? And then in a plane with the standard 3-3 seating, do you want aisle middle so you can get up? Or is that risky because the person in the window seat wants to get up while the baby's sleeping? Cheers, guys."
Kevin, thank you. You're making our podcast dreams come true by being out there and listening and not having any affiliation with us prior.
He has an affiliation now. He's one of our best friends.
Yes, like personally, we do not know Kevin, and that's I think a huge milestone for the pod. It's a huge.
We're gonna
milestone
add
for
you
the
to
pod.
the group chat, Kevin. Thank you for listening.
I'll send you some merch. We don't have real merch yet, but I'll send you.
We have
merch.
hats.
Well, you have a hat and I have a hat.
So that's the plural
True.
of we have.
I guess
hats.
I could send.
I have
I
hat.
could send
you
him.
have hat. He has hat. We have hat. They have hat. That's how you conjugate to have.
I can send him. Kevin, I will send you my own Dad Club hat. My personal Dad Club hat.
Game
off of
worn,
my head.
signed. The game
Yeah,
worn,
it's game
signed.
worn.
Greg Fast Dad Club hat.
Yeah, it's a game worn Yupong. No, it's an auto. Sorry, it's an auto.
It's an auto. Yeah, it's an auto. The autos are a little nicer than the Yupongs.
Oh,
all right.
You're an auto guy, not a Yupong guy? Have you had an original Yupong before?
I have so many Yupongs and so many autos.
Okay.
You know I'm deep in the merch game. Okay, listen. We're going to
Sorry,
get to
Kevin,
Kevin's
you
question.
asked us a question.
We're going to get to Kevin's question. If you have a question, before we get into the question, if you have a question, you can email us at hi@dad-club.com. We will send you a game-worn signed hat, maybe. All right. Kevin's question was first plane trip with a baby. I remember my first plane trip with our kid. We were going to Miami to see my family. This was a long-ass time ago now, over a year and change. Here's the first thing about baby travel. You are now officially a checked bag person. I don't care if you weren't before, if you were like always carry on, get off, get in the car kind of guy. I'm that kind of guy. I could squeeze a week's worth of stuff into one carry-on. With a child, party's over.
Yeah, definitely you're a check bag person now. And you're going to need to bring, the slumber pod is a game changer. You got to have that. And the slumber pod with the pack and play combo, like you need a check bag for that. And I think the way that we've figured it out is like we can just check one bag as a family. So we have one trunk that can fit all of Lou's baby stuff, all of my wife's clothes, and all of my clothes into one. And so then you just have one check bag. And then depending if it's a longer trip or if we need like some other, we need a lot of shoe options because it's like a wedding, like it's like an
Mm,
event that we're going to or something like that, then we'll each have our own little carry-on as well. But I think you can, we've been able to, especially for a weekend, get away with just like one big check bag and that's it. Then you're kind of you're on the plane. You really don't have much except for like the baby bag with you. So it's not the end of the world checking the bag, but
yeah.
you're a check bag person now.
Yeah, we
Get to the
usually
airport a
do.
little bit
We
earlier.
have like the giant away suitcase. It's like literally, I think it's like the giant size. And Robin and Sadie use that, and then I usually just go with one small rollerboard. Um, and that has worked for us in the past. It totally depends on the length of your trip, where you're going, as Greg mentioned, to the number of shoes that you think you need to bring. Uh,
You are the
but
first person Jay. You were the first person, Jay Wolf, that I ever heard call it a rollerboard.
I said rollerboard.
Rollerboard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not rollerboard. It's not rollerboard. It's roll aboard because you roll it aboard. You don't roller it aboard. This is one of my biggest pet peeves. The other,
Regardless if it's a rollerboard or a rollerboard,
it's like a
I've never heard
waterboard.
anyone call it anything
Uh,
except for a carry-on.
it's a rollerboard, meaning you can bring it on the plane.
And it rolls.
The other thing, Kevin, is that now that you're a card-carrying member of Dad Club, you get to bring a stroller onto the plane, extra item. So that does not count for your 2 items per person situation. And let me just say, the Doona is a game changer. I think we talked about this in a previous episode, but essentially Doona is a stroller / car seat. And so it folds up into a car seat. Now, Kevin asked about the 3-3 seating. So assuming he's going to do infinite arms. Doona, you can gate check, no problem. You roll him to the gate, you fold it up, you put it, we had a little carrying case. You don't need one. It just gets a little banged up underneath.
Yeah.
And you get on the plane, you get off the plane, it's waiting for you, or you wait 2 seconds, it comes, and then you put the baby back in the Doona and you keep moving. And then you can put the Doona in the Uber or the rental car or whatever you're doing, which is so huge that you don't need all that gear. It will change. And Greg's not even there yet, but let me tell you what, boy, it changes. We've got so much stuff. But the other thing you asked was 3-3. And so as for the seating, first and foremost, if you can afford to, my hack is get all 3 seats, because then you can bring the Doona straight on the plane, fold it up into a car seat, and then put the car seat into the plane seat. And in that way, especially if it's a long flight, we did this when we flew back and forth to Los Angeles with Sadie, like the baby will fall asleep, at least Sadie would, easier in the car seat than she would us holding her, and for longer. And so we were able to actually get like 3 solid hours of a nap on the plane. Whereas when you're trying to get a baby to sleep in arms, it depends on the baby, obviously, but like it's not as easy as it sounds.
We've never done that. We've never done the 3 seat move before. The first time we flew with Lou, he was even younger. I think he was like 3 months. And shout out Delta, we got the complimentary upgrade on the
Sure.
red eye from LA to New York. So we got the Delta One experience for that first one, which
It's
I tell you,
only right that Lou's first flight was in Delta One.
yeah, like that was an incredible experience. Like we could do this all the time. We could fly every week like this.
Sure. Sure.
That is not the reality. We've done 8 other plane trips since then, and never once gotten that upgrade again. But we've always ever done just 2 seats. We've never actually done the 3 seat across. And it's been working out fine. When it's a 3 and 3, my wife and I always opt for the window middle seat combo. Window middle seat for us, we never have to get up. You don't have to worry about someone who's like drinking too much water or whatever, having to get up like every 30 minutes. And also at 6 months, like the draw of the window actually becomes a nice little distraction. We just like will stick Lou right up to the window and he's just like looking at everything. He gets really excited about it.
You do want control of the window. However, I am like such an aisle person because I've had so many nightmare flights where it's like I'm the third in the 3 stack and there's 2 people sleeping next to me and I'm too polite to like wake them up when I have to pee so bad. So I've gotten to like stress level midnight situations.
But you were a different person then. you're a different
Sure.
person that when you've
Sure.
got
It
when
doesn't
you've got an
change how much
infant
I
in
have to pee,
arms.
though. Like, where the amount
No,
I need
no.
to pee is consistent with it as it was previously. You do want to control the window because essentially you want the baby to sleep. And so one of the biggest parts of this is timing it correctly as well. Like,
Yeah.
you want to make sure that the flight is not like a prime time wake play hour flight. That will change as your child gets older, but we always do try to do like a 6 or 7 p.m. flight, because at least we know that's like bedtime. And
Yeah.
so like she's more likely to sleep than if we went on a 2 p.m. flight, or God forbid an 8 a.m. flight, where it's like you wake them up, you get them into the car, you get to the airport, you get on the plane, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. They're like used to playing. A morning flight, I think, would be a nightmare. So we try to do the night flight.
I think pre-kids, you would be looking at flight times based off of cost and be like, "Oh, it's way cheaper to fly at this hour. Let's just do that. Like, why not?" Right? Now,
Gone.
I feel like we gotta go prime flight times, right, for the most part, because, uh, yeah, you really do not want to be, fighting the uphill battle of, like, booking a flight during a time when you know your your baby's gonna be a bit fussy, because everyone's got those times a day where, like, they're gonna be a little bit fussier or, like, way more active. You don't want that to be on the plane. Um, Jay,
No.
to your point, I have flown a crazy early flight with Lou, when we came back from Connecticut. I think the second time I think Lou was about 6 months when we did this. Um, we flew back, because my mom lives in Connecticut, it's about a 2 hours drive. You have to bake in about 2 hours with traffic to get to the airport.
Yeah.
Um, and so we got picked up at 4:30 in the morning East Coast
Jesus
time to get to the
Christ.
airport for, like, an 8
Yikes.
AM flight or something like that. And that was really tough. Like,
Oh, it's no
especially when
good.
your baby's 6 months old and they're still kinda new to the whole, sleeping through the night thing. The fact that you're waking them up voluntarily at that hour just pisses them off a bit. Then you have to get them back to sleep in the car ride to the airport. Then it's breakfast time. Then they're, like, up and at 'em for the takeoff. So, yeah, just watch out for those early flight times. It's possible, like, we got through it. He ended up passing out, on the plane, but, yeah, it's, if you're doing a long haul, do it nighttime. Red eyes are great, actually, for sleeping throughout the whole plane. I am flying on Thursday by myself with Lou, 5 PM from LA to Portland. Uh, it's not that far of a flight. It's like a couple hours, maybe 2.5 hours flight up there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So really not too bad. But I needed to, it was important that I did this meeting, that ends at around 12, so I couldn't fly too early in the day, and really don't wanna get there after bedtime and mess with his sleep. So, we have to fly at 5 PM takeoff time, which means a bunch of things. 1, we're leaving for the airport probably at, like, 2 PM. 2 and
Mm.
like 2:30 maybe, if you're kind of, like, dealing with some, like, pre-rush hour LA traffic getting there. Then it's dinner time, right? And he
Yeah.
gets, like, pretty fussy before dinner time. So, like,
Yeah.
he's gonna be fussing all up and through boarding, and then when we're taking off, he's gonna be really hungry and wanting to eat, and then by the time we land, it's gonna be 7:15, and so he's gonna miss bath time, and when he doesn't get a bath, he gets a little upset. So, like, it's
He's
gonna
a
be
clean boy.
probably the
You guys are an
worst.
everyday bath.
We are in most days bath, yeah.
Wow.
Like, he won't get
Good for
one
you.
obviously on Thursday. It's gonna be tough, and I don't know if I mentioned this, but, I'm doing it solo. I'm doing this plane trip solo
Wh-
because Emily is actually on a work trip in
Oh
San
man.
Francisco this week, so she's meeting me in Portland, and I'm flying solo with Lou on Thursday during this witching hour, that it'll be. So, I will report back next week and let you know how it went.
I wish you the best. I've never flown solo with Sadie. I've done a lot of solo time. And I know we're gonna talk about solo time in a minute. Just to finish, Kevin, first of all, thanks again for your email. Uh you're the man. The last thing I'll say about flying, before we wrap this up, is completely dependent on where you're going. Try not to bring any gear. Like, try not to bring a pack of play. Try not to bring a slumber pod. Like, if you're going to a hotel, like, they're probably going to have a crib. Just, like, make sure you request a crib. If they don't have a crib, they'll definitely have a pack and play. Those are the sorts of things where it's like you can just game plan ahead of the time. And then bring what you think you need. Bring your kids' favorite toys. Bring a couple books. Make sure you bring sleep sacks. Make sure you bring PJs. Make sure you bring more diapers than you think you need. Like, all of that stuff is necessary. That's why you need the big check-in bag. But you got this, bro. You're a dad. You're going to make it happen. Okay, let's get into it.
Last thing I will say, because I'm also dealing with this right now, is if you're staying with a friend or better yet, like a parent or some other relative, have them start asking around their friends and their neighbors and their networks for baby stuff. Because we put my mom on this mission, and now she is like an all-pro, like hunter-gatherer of baby stuff at home, where like every day she's texting me, by the way, I was able to get this from this person and that from that person, and we've got the pack and play and the bath setup and the toys and the this and the high chair. It's like we are at the point now where we've checked so many things off the list that like a check bag may not even be necessary.
You definitely need a check bag, but you shouldn't. You should try to get as much as you can from the people that you're going to see or where you're going. We've also had a ton of success with renting stuff.
Same,
I think it's called Baby Quip is the website that we used. Shout out to Baby Quip if you guys want to sponsor Dad Club. If not, never mind. And we rent strollers. We've rented pack and plays. We've rented toys. And also the people on Baby Equip who are renting their stuff are also so nice. Like, whenever we've rented anything, I think we rented a snoo at one point when Sadie was really small. Like,
nice.
The people who bring you these things, like, oftentimes 9 times out of 10 in our experience, just give you extra stuff. Like, they'll come drop off something and they'll be like, oh, and by the way, like, here's a huge box of toys just in case you want them, and they always come in clutch. So for sure, if you're going somewhere for more than 3 or 4 days, like, just rent some stuff. Like, rent a stroller. No need to bring your up a baby as well as your Doona. Like, you can rent one there.
Take just the Doona as long as you possibly can, just the Doona. And to the baby rental piece, like, you can rent almost anything in the baby arsenal on the baby rental. Like, we went to Mexico 2 separate occasions for a week, and both times we actually rented a Formula Pro, the baby Brezza, so that we could make bottles super easily. And was just there at our rental house when we got there, and then we just left it there, and the baby rental company came and picked it up. If you go to Cabo or anywhere in Baja Baby Rentals, shout out. They've got it all.
Shout out to we should have the official Dad Club Baja house. We need to figure that out.
Yeah. But
nice.
Honestly though, like, on the borrowing front, something that you realize is that everyone who's ever had a baby has so much fucking baby shit, and they can only use it for so long. So they are just itching to get it out of the house. Like, oh, your son's coming for 2 days. Here, take all of this crap. Like, take it as long as you want, right? So don't be afraid to, like, ask around for that stuff.
All right, Kevin. We'll talk to you later.
And don't forget the baby. Don't forget the baby at home, Kevin. I don't know what your
that's a Home Alone callback.
Is. Yeah.
Okay. I guess
remember your childhood trauma.
I guess I want to talk about the fact that you are solo dad right now, but before we do, there's just one quick thing I need to mention. I feel compelled to mention. A few weeks ago, there was an episode that we did talking about how the United States men's national team should just draft a bunch of American athletes in order to win, which was very well received by everyone in America and was hated upon by European Twitter. And yesterday, I was just cruising along on ESPN.com, as one does. I saw this article. Headline: Would the U.S. actually win the World Cup if its best athletes played soccer? ? Written by Bill Barnwell. The first paragraph: It's the same viral tweet every time the United States gets knocked out of the Men's World Cup. If America's best athletes all played soccer, the story goes, the U.S. would dominate. First of all, we didn't get tagged. We didn't get mentioned. We didn't get a shout out. But I'm pretty sure we were the first people to ever talk about this.
Yeah, and he's calling it a tweet. No,
it wasn't a tweet. It was a podcast.
It was a podcast with clips on Instagram and TikTok. That's where the viral. That's where it went viral.
So first of all, get your back straight, ESPN, and second of all, make sure that you tag us next time that you're going to take our content and reappropriate it for a long form article.
And third of all, it's not if, it's when the best athletes in the U.S. play soccer. They will win the World Cup.
Yeah. I used to kind of know through. I mean, I worked at ESPN for a number of years, so I'm sure that some of my posts maybe get propagated through the ESPN universe. So maybe Bill Barnwell is actually a friend of the pod. Maybe he's a Dad Club fan. I'm not sure, but either way,
as Matthew Berry would once say, would you call yourself a company man?
I was not. I was on a contract, a 2.5 year contract.
Okay.
So
I don't think you could be a company man as a contract employee.
I was a contract employee. I don't know that I would call myself a company man. I would say this to ESPN: stop stealing our content unless you're gonna promote it and tag us. We invented this idea. And
who even works at ESPN anymore? Like they need to steal content now.
The worst part of the article was that he literally suggested LeBron James playing striker, which was my pick. Like, you got to at least give a man some credit. We're going to talk about LeBron later. Okay, Greg, you're all by yourself.
I am. Yeah.
You okay? You hanging in? What's happening?
Yeah, I mean, it's still early.
Tuesday.
we're one quarter in. So first quarter's done. But yeah, I mean, it's honestly like, it's nice. It's a house of boys now. Our dog is a boy. Obviously a boy, and then Lou is a boy. So it's just boys' house, which means we can stay up late and watch cartoons at any point and play music too loud. But yeah, no, it's really great, like spending so much time with him. I will say the thing that I realize, and I've left my wife at home a couple times now on certain like work trips and some like a boys trip or two. And I think the craziest thing is that it starts to put into perspective how insanely hard it is. Some parents have to do this all the time.
Yeah.
Right? Because there are plenty of single parents out there who this is their life 24/7. And I cannot imagine how you can just be on all the time, never have a break, right? There's no tap out. There's no, there's no, hey, like I had the morning shift. Would you mind taking this so I could like get to some work emails or, take a little nap? Like there is none of that. It's
right.
It goes back to the sports analogy that we made about having two kids, right? Like, this is, I think, probably the closest thing to man-to-man. Like, this is man-to-man, right? This is man-to-man defense. And I get now why going to two is so hard, right? Because this is what it's going to be like, right? When there's no kind of respite from the craziness. And and we talk about real dad hours. There's no real dad hours. There's no real dad hours.
You can't leave the house. You can't leave the house at 4 a.m. if nobody's home.
Yeah, exactly. I guess I'd need to get a treadmill so then I could do real dad hours as a
home gym dad
full
hours.
home gym. Yeah, home gym. You could do real dad hours.
What you need is a shred shed.
And honestly, if you look online at all these like crazy fit, dads that are posting content on social, they all have home gym. It's always a home gym.
They're in the shred shed. They are getting jacked up. The amount of protein that they're consuming is mind popping.
There's this one guy who I started following him. I can't remember his name. We'll shout him out. Like, he's definitely in the dad club. But he wakes up at 4 a.m. every single day without fail, houses a bag of Sour Patch Kids, and then works out in his gym. And like, the Sour Patch Kids thing is so brilliant, right? Like, you need carbs to perform like as any athlete knows. but like his of choice is Sour Patch Kids, and it's like, why the fuck not Sour Patch Kids?
Sure.
But anyway,
It's like Josh Hart and Mike and Ike's. It's this guy.
yeah,
It's Sour
exactly,
Patch Kids.
exactly.
Yeah. Love it.
But yeah, no, there's like when you're training for a marathon, I'm running outside, so like I can't train for the marathon unless I have our nanny come an hour earlier every morning this week, which is what I have asked her to do. So this morning she showed up at 7, which
Nice.
allowed me to leave and go get a run in before we
Nice.
film this podcast. And that's what it's going to be for the next couple days. But so far, it's a good amount of work. I think adding the flight into the mix alone it's a whole nother element to this thing. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
Tuesday. We're in the second quarter. It's almost halftime. We'll see how today goes.
Keep
Yeah,
up
just
the
keep the
intensity.
intensity up. Keep playing good defense. Don't foul. And we should be good.
Okay. My dad stuff this week. I was at dinner on Saturday night with a bunch of friends, and had some veteran dads near me. You know, guys
Ooh.
who've been in the game for 7, 8 years now. So they got a lot of good advice. And so I was just asking, you know, what pieces of advice as a vet would you give to me? Like, I think about it this way: like, if the vet dads are like the Amex Platinum, we are like the Amex Green card. You know what I mean? Like, we got no points, we got no membership rewards. We are like new to the game. We are building credit. These guys have been in the game forever. They've got a ton of points. They're staying in hotels for free. Anyway, a couple of pieces of advice. And by the way, if you guys have dad advice for us, please shout it out to us, whether it's on TikTok, Instagram, or hi at dad-club.com. All about dad advice, dads helping dads. One piece of advice: make a Spotify family account, because your kids will absolutely destroy your Spotify.
That is brilliant. That is fucking brilliant.
I can't believe that Spotify doesn't have this down the way that YouTube and Netflix and all of these other apps have it. Like, on Netflix, they have like, oh, you can just go to Netflix Kids and that's when you can play your kids stuff. Like, on Spotify, like, bro, I am not listening to both Krungbin and like the soundtrack to The Lion King like back to back. That's not like how I roll throughout the day. It's not like
How old
Lane
are
8
their-
and then Frozen. Like, that's not how I do this.
How old are their kids though? Are they actually like controlling
6,
the
7 years
Spotify?
old? I think the thing is, as soon as you get to an age where you're like consistently listening to music with the kids, whether it's in the morning or in the car or however you listen to music with your children, they're going to start to have an opinion. They want to hear what they want to hear. Even Sadie's at this point, like, she loves all music and she'll dance to music. She, like, Bad Bunny's her #1 Spotify most played artist. Like, she's down with that. But when a kid song comes on, because she hears it so much at music class and all these other places, she does bop to that. And I think as they get older, they start to want to hear the songs that they want to hear more and more. And so I think there's a lot of parents who go through this, and essentially it's like, okay, like, for a few years we got to play our music, and now it's like, play The Floor Is Lava, and the kids basically are like kicking and screaming until you do it. And it's
So
just going to screw your algorithm.
for sure. And I think it's smart to separate it. I think that's a really pro move. It's a pro dad move from
It's a pro dad
a
move
vet who's
from
been
a vet.
in the league for long enough to know these
That's who we
little
learn
tricks
from.
of the trade. But here's the other piece, and stop me if I've already talked about this, because we had a big conversation about music, right? And how to raise your kids with the right music tastes and everything like that. And obviously,
Totally.
like, anything can happen, right? You can only do so much as a parent. My parents, it was very important to get me to like their music, right? To the point where, like,
Yeah.
that's what they listened to. And it all stemmed from their hatred of Barney. Barney was like the thing that they hated the most, right? I would watch Barney at home, but like they would never let me listen to it in the car. Instead, they would just play their own music, which I ended up liking. And to the point where when I was in like preschool, I think, or kindergarten, a teacher asked me to bring in, like, they were asking all the kids, I think, I don't really remember this. This comes from my parents, but they were asking all the kids to talk about like their favorite music, and so that she could put it on in the classroom. She had all the kid stuff. She had the Barneys, she had like the Rafis and things like that.
Sure.
But I didn't like any of it And so she asked me to bring in my favorite music, and I actually brought a cassette tape of the Ramones into the class. You can break through and have your kids actually enjoy the music that you listen to. Um, so don't give up is what I'm trying to say. Maybe this veteran dad is dealing with a situation different from my own, and every kid is different. But yeah, it's don't lose out hope. At least I'm not losing hope yet in my early dad status.
Okay, next piece of pro dad advice that I got. This is from the same dad, and this one I don't know about yet, but he said, you're going to do so many diaper changes in your life. Here's a hack. Put the diaper cream directly on the diaper as opposed to having to like wipe it in. Like, what if you just put it in the diaper? When I heard this, I think my mind exploded. I was like, I literally would have never considered that in my entire life. It's probably not going to like really have 100% efficacy, but like for a quick change, especially on the go, just drop some diaper cream straight in the diaper, strap it up, get going. Like, I think it's a move.
What does it solve though?
Diaper rash.
Like, what is it? No, but like, why not just put it straight on the
because
butt?
then you don't have to like do the whole wipe down, get your hands dirty, like the whole nine. There's like a lot of steps, and you need to wash your hands.
Wait, are you applying
sanitizer?
Are you applying diaper cream with your hands?
Yeah. How else do you apply it?
Oh my God.
You have a butt spatula?
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys, that's a little fussy, I think. I think like just do it the way our parents did it and their parents before them.
Okay, wholeheartedly disagree with this. I think
It's
one, if there's literally no other option, like you don't have a spatula, I could
what do
see
you do
how
when you're on the go?
we've got a little bag that has
You have a butt
diapers,
spatula in
cream,
every diaper
and
bag?
butt spatula. Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you
Butt
a little
spatula
bit about...
is the butt spatula is like such a small, easy to pack thing. Like it's always in there. They're like $2.
We've never had one. My wife never.
I can't believe you're using your hand.
I mean,
I can't believe you're using your hand.
Now you're making me feel self-conscious about this. I feel like this is something that dads do. Like that, like the parents,
I'm sure
that parents do, like don't use a butt spatula necessarily, or if they do, like it's at home. I feel like you're going to find yourself in situations where you don't have a butt spatula or whatever tool you would choose to use available. And so the hack is put the diaper cream straight in the diaper.
I think without a spatula, that is a good hack. But to me, I guess when I heard that, it didn't resonate to me because one, we always have the spatula. Two, I learned this from the NICU nurse when she was giving us some tips. She was like, hey, tip when you get home to change the diaper, be liberal with like the AD cream, put it all over like the butt and the cheeks and everywhere, because yes, it will help prevent like the diaper rash, but the biggest help is that it stops the shit from sticking to the skin. So
that's smart.
You want to cover like a pretty large area here, like a nice thin layer with the AD using the butt spatula, because then when they shit, it just slides right off. Like you take the wipe, the wet wipe, and it just one wipe Charlie, and you're good to go. So
you're living in an entirely different. First of all, my kid's a lot older than yours is now, so like it's a very different world of poops. But
yeah,
in the early world of poops, like that maybe if and when there's a kid too, I will consider this. Here's the other thing: is my wife and I are not people who have a like packed bag that's always ready with all of the equipment in it that's like set to go. Like we are very much a like winging it kind of like, did you remember diapers? Do we have wipes? Is there a bottle of water? Not because we're not like active and like locked in parents, but like sometimes we're just like, we live in New York, first of all, so everything is available everywhere at all times. And second of all, like,
yeah, that's helpful.
If we're leaving with the kid, like we are going with what we have with our bags that are like pretty much prepared. And sometimes you run out of a diaper or you run out of diaper cream or you run out of wipes or whatever it is. I also think not having a car as our like mode of transportation changes a lot. Like you probably have the opportunity to like put a bag in the car that like has a bunch of stuff.
Mm.
No.
Like to keep it in there at all times?
Just like, yeah, just like as a backup, if I was driving my car to and from places, I would keep a box of wipes and diapers just like in the trunk, but I don't have that.
We we do not do that. What we have is we have a great backpack that, we were gifted from the brand Mina Bay. It's like a nice leather backpack built
Bay,
for
bay,
built
bay.
for being a baby bag. Um, and we keep it there's, like, a little stool right by the front door of Lou's room is pretty close to the like, where the mud room is where we put our shoes on, so, like, it's an easy just, like, grab the bag and go type of situation, and, yeah, we just keep, like, a little bag packed with, like, the changing pad, the diapers, the butt spatula, the cream, some like, an extra change of clothes, like, one of those little formula, uh, one of those little, plastic, like, formula separator things, in case we have to make a bottle on the
Yeah,
go, like, we just
those are
kinda keep.
clutch. Those are clutch.
Yeah, and we just kinda keep that there, and, my wife does an amazing job of, like, refilling the diapers from time to time. Sorry, Emily, I don't do that as much. So, but I do not take it for granted, and yeah, yeah, it makes it easy. But yeah, we don't keep anything in the car. It's not like an LA thing, I don't think.
Huh.
But
Okay, well, real talk, we don't use a butt spatula. It's who we are. I think it's fine, but maybe kid number 2 when if and when. By the way, our nanny also never was like, "Hey, how come you guys don't have a butt spatula?" Our baby nurse wasn't like, "You guys need a butt spatula." Like it just wasn't part of our
that's wild.
lexicon.
I thought
And
everybody used the butt spatula. Like
we
I
had
thought
heard of the butt spatula, but then at some point, I don't know whose decision it was, but we were basically just like, I don't know if we really need it. Also, Sadie's not really a rashy baby. Like diaper rash really only happens once in a blue moon, so like we don't really think about it that much. Is maybe also why. Um. Anyway, that's advice number 2: put diaper cream directly on the diaper. Last piece of dad advice for this week. There's billions more. You're gonna go to a friend's house at 2 p.m. for a barbecue or a hang. Always bring PJs. You never know how long a hangout's going to last, and you're probably going to end up there till 7:30, and you're going to go, oh, shit, I got to, like, put the baby to bed, kind of, or we're going to put her in a car seat, or we're going to, like, walk her home in the stroller. Like, bring the PJs so that your baby sleep transfer is as easy as possible. I thought this was a really pro dad advice move. It actually came from my mom, but it was dad advice because she answered my dad advice question. But shout out to moms also. They have good advice.
they probably have the best advice. I bet you the butt spatula came from a mom. Like, came from
No,
probably another mom.
butt spatula, you mean the invention of the butt spatula?
No, the
Like
idea
who
for
invented the
us
butt
to
spatula?
like, some mom told Emily probably that you have to have a butt spatula, and it put us on a different timeline than you,
It put
right?
you in a
Where,
different
like
trajectory than us, which was a
yeah,
butt spatula-less world
us
that you
on the
can't
butt
even imagine.
spatula.
I'm like
I
a
can't
caveman
imagine
dad compared to
yeah,
you.
it's like a totally different universe. Like, I can't imagine anyone going through life without a butt spatula because some mom probably told Emily, "You need one of
Don't go
these,"
through life
right?
without a butt spatula. And yet, here we are. I'm subsisting. We're okay.
This
We've
is
made
why
it this far.
this is why Dad Club exists, so that other dads don't have to go through what it's like to live without a butt
I
spatula.
guess don't. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I'm sure it's great.
No, just keep using your fingers. It's okay. It's
it's not like I'm a caveman.
keep getting poop on your hand when you're out at the park having a picnic.
I got a lot of hand sanitizer. That is the downside of no butt spatula is like the hand sanitizer bill is very high. Do you have dad advice for us? Email us at hi@dad-club.com. We will listen to your advice. Potentially, we'll at least talk about it on the show. Okay, I think we just need to quickly talk about LeBron James because we do it every episode.
Yeah.
He's one of our favorite dads. This week, I don't know if you guys saw this, heard about this, looked at your phones at all, but LeBron James officially signed for the Philadelphia 76ers. 2-year contract, $8 million.
Veteran minimum.
I got this alert on my phone from Shams, and my first thought was to laugh. I started laughing. What was your reaction?
The Sixers are going to be really good, and they were going to be really good without LeBron. Now I'm like less afraid of them, if that makes any
You're
sense.
less afraid of the LeBron Sixers than you were prior to the LeBron. You were afraid of the Dean Wade Sixers.
I was afraid of the Jaylen Brown like revenge tour Sixers with Edgecombe and Maxey, who are so good.
You think LeBron's gonna cut down the Jaylen Brown threat?
Dude, I mean, here in LA, like the Laker fans, they sort of were okay with LeBron, but like they just never really accepted him as their star, even after winning the bubble championship. Like they never really accepted him as their star, and the vibes were weird in LA with him.
Yeah,
and I think like he's coming into a situation now where you've got a bunch of young stars that are like in their prime or about to be at their prime. Maybe it's a little different. Maybe he recognizes his role on this team is different now.
I think he must.
But like, he's going to be playing dad on this team, right? Like he's like the team dad and also part of the starting five.
Every team needs a dad. Every team needs a great dad.
Yeah, the coach.
No, not necessarily. Like, I think having a vet who like comes in and is like, it's the same thing we just talked about with dad advice. Like, you need the guy who's been there before, who's done it, who's seen it happen, who's made it happen. Now, LeBron is an exceptional
but you have that with
situation
Jaylen
because
Brown.
he's the greatest to ever do it.
Jaylen Brown was the NBA Finals MVP not that long ago. Like, he's been there and done it.
Yeah, I mean, asterisk, like Jason Tatum, by all stretch of the imagination, deserved that Finals MVP. But yes, like.
No. No, we're not going into that. Jaylen Brown won the MVP. It should have been Tatum that was getting shipped off. Like, I don't understand why.
Wow.
Yeah, I
didn't realize that you're such a JB stan. You're right in the sense that like this should be Jaylen Brown's team now. Although, like, I actually think it should be Tyrese Maxey's team. Like, that is a star coming into his prime at a level that, like, Jaylen Brown may not even be able to reach.
No, that's what I'm saying, Jay Wolf, is that Maxey is the star of the team. Jaylen Brown is the vet now that comes in that's done it before, that helps get them to the next level. Now you've got James. Now you got LeBron coming in who, like...
Jaylen Brown is 29.
He's like Gandalf. He's like Gandalf now.
Okay. Yes, let's go with this. Let's make the 76ers Lord of the Rings. In the situation that the 76ers is the Fellowship of the Rings, LeBron James, Gandalf. Jaylen Brown is Samwise Gamgee now? Like, and Tyrese Maxey is Frodo?
Yeah. And
VJ Edgecombe is like... I think Embiid is definitely Gimli, the dwarf. It only makes sense that he's compact, he's strong, he can run through walls, got a great ground game, as our colleague Charles Barkley has said.
What are like the fighting trees in that one movie?
Oh, an ent.
I don't know.
Embiid is an ent. That's better.
Embiid is
That's
an
better.
ent.
That's
yeah.
better. Embiid is an ent. VJ Edgecombe he's quick, he's small, he's Gollum.
He can shoot. He can shoot.
He can shoot. There's not a lot of shooting in Lord of the Rings. It's kind of hard. Ooh, he's Legolas. He's Legolas. He's got great vision. Yeah. He can shoot. Aragorn would really be Jaylen Brown. Like, the guy with the plan who knows what they're doing, who like should be the king, but he's not the king. Like, he can't become the king. And finally he arrives at this place where he should be the king again. And all of a sudden Gandalf shows up and he's like, yo, what's up? It's me. I think that's a tough situation for the Fellowship of the 76ers.
Look, so I was actually in Philadelphia when this news broke. I was with a bunch of Philly fans, and and they're hyped. Philly is so hyped. The streets were buzzing.
As they should be.
It's the middle of the summer. The Phillies are playing really good baseball, and I saw way more 76ers merch out on the street than I did Phillies merch, which is saying a lot.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say to the Philly fans who are listening. Be weary.
Be prepared.
Be prepared, because here's the reality. when you win the offseason, it's very hard to actually live up to those expectations. It really is. Like, especially in this first year. I could see this going horribly wrong. Like, horribly, horribly wrong.
It's just so many egos in one room, in one locker room. And the question is if Nick Nurse has the juice to manage a team where you have 5 players who want the ball at all times. And
I don't
and
think
by all stretch of the imagination deserve the ball. Now, Edgecombe is going to be the one who gets screwed. Like, Edgecombe is going to be the one who gets thrown in the corner, who's going to have to be like, he's your 3-out guy. Like, he's no longer going to get a chance to develop and be. I mean, listen, the other thing is that, like, LeBron and Embiid are going to play maybe cumulatively 80 games a year. Like, they're both going to take days off. Embiid, like, if I was Nick Nurse, if I was the 76ers organization, I wouldn't let Embiid play until January. I'd just be like, October to January, you go get a cosmetic surgery or something and like just take your time, like go do something with your wrist or whatever you need to do. Like, Embiid is the reason this team will ultimately fail. As far as that would be my take. Like, I think LeBron is nothing but additive in this situation as the Gandalf, as the wizened older player who wants to come in and help you win. Like, I don't think he's going to be out there like, I need to play 35 minutes. Like, I don't think that's the LeBron that we have anymore. One more thing about LeBron.
I'm not convinced of that. I'm not convinced.
I'm not saying he doesn't want the ball. I'm saying that he understands that he's number 4. He's going to play the 4. He's going to be hugely important. He's going to play 22, 25 minutes a game. Some days he might play 30, and then in the playoffs, he's going to show up. That being said, he's been posting a lot of, like, basically dad hours stuff. Like, have you followed LeBron's dad hours?
I have not seen
LeBron's Instagrams have been like 5 a.m. This is my breakfast, showing the weight rack. Like, he's out here to, like, he wants to keep playing. He's trying to get ripped, and I totally love that for him.
I love it.
As far as I'm concerned, LeBron should play basketball forever. Like, LeBron should be playing with his grandkids.
No, he shouldn't.
Yes, he should. Why not?
Because he needs to play soccer.
Oh, right. Sorry, excuse me. I forgot. LeBron, 2 more seasons, then you got to retire and become a striker.
Then soccer.
Yeah.
Do you know that VJ Edgecombe is like a whole year younger than Bronny?
Yeah, the Sixers hit the jackpot with Edgecombe. Like, he is a huge talent that needs development, and he will get to learn from the best to ever do it in LeBron and in Jaylen Brown. Obviously, he's already had Maxey as a mentor. I think Edgecombe could be a huge thing for him, but it will not be his breakout season because he's not going to have the ball.
You know who's going to be the X factor this season for the Sixers is Ariel Hukporti.
You think?
Yeah, because Embiid is probably going to get hurt as he does.
Certainly. Almost
a certainty. And then he's their center after that.
Bona. They have Bona.
Yeah. All right.
Adam Bona.
Well,
he's the backup center. Bona will be 2, and then Hukporti will be 3, which is the same role that he played in the Knicks. I think Hukporti is good, by the way. Like, I think he gave us
I'm actually
some
really
good
bummed
minutes.
Look, the Knicks are still the number 1 team in the East until
team to beat.
Proven otherwise. They're the team to beat. I think the Knicks winning the championship has thrown the Eastern Conference into a absolute tailspin where everyone is trying to add as many stars as they can, and that's not the way that you build that's not how you build a championship roster. Like, it's not. The Heat.
If the 2026 Knicks have proved anything, the power of friendship wins.
Exactly. and it's small moves over a multi-season span where you slowly develop a great chemistry and the right players, not just like adding a bunch of stars all at one time overnight, like what the Sixers just did, or what the Heat is doing, bringing in Giannis. I mean, look, it's
RG.
Giannis, you know me, and yeah, I don't know. I think Knicks still definitely the team to beat. I think the Celtics will still probably be better than the Heat. Yeah, I think it goes, Knicks, Celtics, Sixers, Raptors, Heat.
Pistons are up there too. Can't forget.
No.
You don't think the Pistons have the sauce?
No.
Listen,
Maybe in the regular
The
season.
East is stacked, as our colleague Bill Simmons was saying on his podcast this week. The West has, the Spurs and the Thunder, and then ultimately every other team in the top 10 is in the East. And you're right, the Knicks have created this like trauma for all of these other teams where they're like frantically making these moves. We'll see how they pan out. The other thing about LeBron moving to Philly, which is very funny to me, is that he's actually not moving to Philly. LeBron is moving to New York City. LeBron is going to live in Tribeca, and he's going to take a chopper to Philly for work, which
I just why? What are you doing? Like, Philly is a good place to live. Like,
it's fine.
It's a nice place.
Listen, there's some good restaurants. Shout out to Michael Solomonov. Shout out to Zahab. Like that, there are some good things to do in Philly for sure. But like, I 100% am on the same plane as LeBron. Like, if I had to choose between living in New York and commuting for 45 minutes in a helicopter every day, each way, or living in Philadelphia, I would choose New York.
See, but this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is a distraction now. This
is a quality of life question.
This is what, think about the team, right? Like, think about the fans. The fans don't live in New York and commute into Philly. They're Philly. Like, that's your people. And you are basically telling them, I don't want to live with you. Like,
listen, there's only one Fort Charles, and it's in the West Village.
Philly is a great city. I loved my time there over last Thursday to Saturday. It was awesome. Big fan. It was an eye-opening experience being in Philly over the summer. For
great
a couple
fans.
Days.
No, great fans in Philly for sure.
Great fans. I'm sorry that you have a star now who refuses to live in the city that he's playing in.
Listen, everybody knows the greatest city in the country, potentially the world, top 2. It is what it is.
No,
it is what it is.
And this is not a knock on New York. I'm not saying that at all. But if you're going to join the Sixers, live in Philadelphia.
Well, I think that the point here is that he actually didn't want to join the Sixers. He wanted to join the Knicks.
Maybe he already bought a house in New York. That
he probably had already bought an apartment. He's like, I'm going to go to the Knicks. Every team will take me. I'm going to buy this sick-ass penthouse. He buys it, private sale, no report, trying to keep it low-key. And then he finds out Leon's like, we're good. No, thank you. Probably what happened was he called Jalen, and Jalen's like, listen, man, nothing but respect for you, but like, my team is my team. And I'm like, not trying to have you come in and ruin the chemistry. Which
I think
historically, LeBron's team is LeBron's team, which is what you were saying before. Like, if LeBron comes to the Knicks, it becomes LeBron's Knicks instead of Jalen's Knicks. And Jalen's Knicks worked out pretty good for us.
Yeah. If the Knicks hadn't won the championship, he would be a Knick. Like, that's what Rich Paul said. I mean, I think Leon Rose may have said no, but I also think LeBron probably didn't want to just like join the team that had just won the championship because he saw what happened with KD when he did that same thing with the Warriors. And he didn't want that same tarnish on his reputation.
Yeah, it makes sense. All right, LeBron, good for you. Go LeBron. I'm always going to be a lifelong fan of LeBron James. I cannot wait to go to Knicks Sixers. It's going to be absolutely lit up at the Garden. Knicks Sixers. Yeah. I mean, those tickets are going to be $1 billion, but it's going to be so fun.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do one more thing before we get out of here. Let's talk about dad gear. We talked a little bit about gear at the top of the show, but I want to talk more specifically about one tactical item that gets overlooked. And that is a fanny pack. This is from Reddit, Daddit, where I've been shadow banned because I posted a clip from the podcast and you're not allowed to do that. So shout out to r/Daddit who did not want me to be a member, but I still am a lurker. And this is from user IncreaseTerrible9527. He wrote, Dad, get a fanny pack. I finally embraced full middle-aged dad identity and got a fanny pack. Let me tell you, it fucking rules. I got the wallet, the keys, like all dads in their 40s. I have 30 keys for some reason. Cell phone, Band-Aids, hair ties and clips, Tylenol, Pepto, space for allergic kids, AlbiQ, crayons, a pen, my AirPods, 2 different sets of earplugs, guitar picks, and it fits my goddamn Kindle in a pinch. My wife teased me. My workplace got a good laugh. Do you know what I got? Empty pockets, flexibility, efficiency. I'm like Batman over here with the utility belt. Get a fanny pack, change your life. He doesn't have a butt spatula, but I guess his kids are older.
I mean, you could totally put a butt spatula in there. It would fit right in. It doesn't take up any space. There's no excuse not to have
What's your reaction to a fanny pack? What is your take on a fanny pack?
I'm good with fanny pack. Yeah, fucking rock the fanny pack, Dad.
Is the next TikTok I see from you what I'm wearing as a 36-year-old dad? I'm just gonna see like a sick ass fanny pack looped over.
No, you're not gonna see that yet.
Would you crossbody it or would you waist it if you're gonna fanny pack it?
I would probably look for more of a crossbody, one that could do both. I would want one that could do both. Like I would want one that
get you a fanny pack that can do both.
Yeah, because the crossbody look works at times. Like if I'm traveling, I'd probably rather have a crossbody.
If you're trying to look like a European influencer who's about to go to a Calvin Harris concert, you want the crossbody Dayglow fanny pack.
You're in Japan, like everyone's rocking the crossbody, you know? But yeah, I think this makes sense when you get to the point where like you're no longer cruising around with a diaper bag or a diaper backpack. You got to have the fanny pack because right now, like I don't need to carry all these things on my person. I just keep them in the diaper backpack that we have, right? But once you get to a certain age of kid and you don't need all these other things, this is a step down, right? You're moving a little bit sleeker with this, you know, than you are with the backpack or the diaper bag. So yeah, I'm down. I don't understand why you have to have empty pockets. Like I don't. I love pockets. I like having my wallet and my phone in my pocket. It's annoying when you are, you know, having to take out your phone from like a zipper with a bunch of other shit in it. Like now we're just one, you know.
It's actually probably better because you're trying to spend more time being present. You're not trying to be looking at the internet, seeing who commented on your latest TikTok that went viral, gets 800,000 views, people telling you that you got too long camo pants on. Like, are those shorts? Are those pants, bro? Pick a lane. Like, you don't have to deal with any of that because your phone is zipped away. You can just focus on your children and say, like, look at how much fun I'm having. I'm living in the moment the way it was meant to be experienced.
I feel safer when I have my phone and my wallet, my key. I can just like quickly tap my pockets and know that they're there. You know,
sure.
It's a comfort thing. I don't think I need empty pockets, but I also like you talk about this with this guy. He's talking about having guitar picks and Kindles in there. So like same.
Listen,
same
you
with
never
him.
know.
Like,
you never know when you're going to get a chance to read or play Wonderwall or both.
True. It's really true. But no, I mean, shout out this dad. He's rocking it. He's not afraid to do it. I think that's the key. And what you talked about with this video that went viral of me is that there's still a lot of afraid dads out there to do anything that makes them stand out in any way, shape, or form. And that is something that I think this dad who posted in Dad is not afraid of. He's not afraid to get a little tease. He's not afraid of his workplace people laughing at him. He's just living his life. And I love that. I love him for that. And there should be more dads that are more open-minded and more willing to go out there and peacock a little bit, whether that's with a pair of long camo shorts and loafers.
Are they shorts? Are they shorts?
That's part of embrace debate.
The capris?
Long shorts or short pants. What are they, right? Nothing is more fun, by the way, than telling a, you know, dad with a goatee and racer sunglasses with a selfie profile pic. You know who I'm talking about. Nothing is more fun than calling someone out like that for being European by calling them capris.
I love it.
Nothing triggers them more than
how did you know that those
being
were capris?
Like capris? What are you, European? Nothing gets them more upset. Nothing gets this dad more upset.
Nothing makes a Midwestern dad who's just trying to hate on somebody's TikTok more mad than calling them a European.
100%. So yeah, keep doing it. I thrive off of you.
All right, Dad of the Week this week. Who you have a nominee for Dad of the Week?
Yeah, Dad of the Week this week actually was I was put on from my sister who was going to see The Odyssey. Shout out Jay Wolf's last.
People did not like that take, by the way. I got
really?
so many Greek mythology people just being like, you don't understand he was at war. Like, he was trying to get his men back safely. And I was like, he wasn't trying hard enough. His kid was at home.
So they're just making excuses for him is what they're doing.
Literally, like, anybody could, like, I was like, he's eating a lotus root for 7 years. Like, stop doing that. And they're like, he was being poisoned. And I was like, again, like,
yeah, that's what I say
not good enough.
That's what I say when I'm, in Vegas having mushrooms. I was
That's
just being poisoned. Yeah.
Yeah, you were being poisoned.
Yeah. No, I like the those people are just making excuses, which is fine. That's the route they're gonna take. It is what it is. It's black and white in my mind. But anyway, my sister was there to watch it, and she got, they played an ad at the beginning, and it was an ad for TikTok, and it actually featured Dad Advice from Bo is his name. And so I wanted to give a huge shout out, Dad of the Week, to Bo. And if you don't know Dad Advice from Bo, he is the most like good-hearted, kind dad who decided out of the goodness of his heart to just start posting dad advice videos on TikTok. I'm talking things like how to change a tire, how to tie a tie, all these, anything from like little uncomplicated things to big complicated things that you would want advice from your dad on. And his whole reasoning behind this was that he realizes that not everybody has a dad that they can lean on for advice like this. And so that's where it's all coming from, is like he just wants to be a little bit helpful, and he never thought that it would blow up the way that it did. And now he's literally getting paid to do TikTok commercials for TikTok, the platform.
Love this.
And I think honestly, maybe the Odyssey heard the Dad Club, the Odyssey marketing team heard the Dad Club podcast where we were calling out Odysseus for being a bad dad. And now they're like, oh, you know what? We have to like course correct and try to make up for that a little bit. Let's run this TikTok dad, like great dad video to try to,
there will be an ESPN.com article next week about how Odysseus was a bad father. You'll be able to see that.
So yeah, big, shout out to Dad of the Week, Dad Advice from Bo. Please, Bo, if you're listening, we're huge fans. We'd love to have you on the pod one day.
Please, Bo. We did a whole segment of veteran dad advice, obviously, today, and I'll just add to this Dad of the Week, Bo. I think what's amazing is that this is a symbiotic relationship, that like dads continue to help dads, continue to help dads, continue to help dads. And so like from the OG dad, Bo, who's giving advice on TikTok, to us, who is giving advice to the future dads, the current dads. By the way, don't listen to our advice. I think we've said that before, right? But I appreciate the advice from Bo. And he's got a great TikTok. Give him a follow. Give Greg a follow at Dad's Got a Dad. Me, I'm welcome to Dad Club. We're just out here doing TikToks. Give Greg some love in the comments. There's some rude boys out there telling him that he's not cool when he knows he's cool.
If you want to get a good laugh, just read all my replies to these people.
Read the reply guys to Dad's Got a Dad. They are vicious. Okay, stat corrections. I have a couple stat corrections from last week from Robin. Do you have any stat corrections?
Actually, I got clean marks. I messaged my mom just to be sure. She's like, no, it was all accurate last week. So now I'm wondering, has the pod gone soft? No. I know my mom listened. She shouted me out saying nice stat corrections last time. She appreciated that we did stat corrections, but then I think maybe the fact that we were doing it now, I'm just trying to tell the truth more, which maybe is not the best for the pod. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe you need to take a look at that. I have stat corrections because, of course, I do.
Great, good.
2 stat corrections from Robin this week. The first was, Jay, you absolutely have been to the gym at 6 p.m. You went for a run at 6 p.m. today. So if you were listening last week, I I said, dads, what are you doing at 6 p.m. going to the gym? Your child is at home with red sauce everywhere. You need to go feed your kid. I have two things to say about the stat correction. One is, yes, I have been on a run before at 6 p.m. I will probably go on another one. It's always a mutually symbiotic situation. I always ask permission. The other thing is I posted this to TikTok, and I got a couple of responses from some dads, and I just wanted to address it. Some of the dads were like, listen, man, like, you got to make time for when you can make time. Like, for me, 6 p.m. is the time. Like, I don't appreciate the stick. And to that dad, I say, I apologize. I agree. Like, obviously, we're all here to, like, be supportive. I want you to go work out whenever you can. Make the time that you can for yourself. I was kind of joking, but also dinner time is a massacre, at least in my house. And so, like, you know, I want to be there because it's fun, but also, like, there's sauce everywhere. Somebody's got to clean that stuff up. Other stat correction from Robin was, the sports lull section was a lull. This is a rough note for me to receive because I disagree. And I think 10 out of 10 dads would agree that sports lulls are real and we're in one right now. And so to Robin, I say, sorry, no, on that stat
Wait,
correction.
the sports lull section was a lull, or like when we talk about sports?
She said when we talk about sports lulls, it was a lull.
I get that.
Like,
talking about the lack of talking about sports, if that was the lull, then that would be bad. But I get it. Like, sports lulls are boring, so hearing people talk about sports lulls, I guess, could be boring.
Well,
I don't fully disagree with you, Robin.
Let us know in the comments if you thought it was boring.
We're still going to talk about sports, though. We have to, because I think dads want to hear us talk about sports. And
obviously,
yeah, that's that. Dude, can I just say, I love your stat corrections are so funny because they're like all like things that happened yesterday. You know, like you talk about not going to the gym at 6 p.m. and she's like, you literally did that day. Like that day, you went on a run at 6 p.m. Like that is just so fun. That is just so funny. It's who
I am, man. I actually got the idea for myself.
My mom's stat correcting me on like, yeah, I guess I had some stat corrections that were pretty recent too. But that is just
okay, T-Dap. All right, that's it for this week's episode of Dad Club. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you.
Please tell your dad friends to listen. Sound the alarm. Send it to your friends. Hey, everybody listening right now, send this to a friend. Send the YouTube. Send the Spotify. Subscribe. Make sure you rate and review this podcast. If you rate and review this podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, we will read it on the next episode. So leave us a nice review because we like you and you like us. We'll be back next week with some more. Greg's going to tell us all about his solo flight to Portland. It's going to be fun.
Wish me luck. Yeah, and go dads. Shout out to all the solo dads out there.
Every solo parent out there, shout out.
The single parents in general, dad, mom, whoever. I have nothing but respect for you guys. After a day and a half.
after
with lots of
58 minutes of parenting solo. All right, go dads.
Go dads. Bye.
Bye-bye.